So Caleb Williams is entering the NFL draft without an agent. Now, I haven't read this article yet. I just saw this because I knew this would be a good talking point for today's show. I think I know the reason why he hasn't signed an agent yet. And if the rules are still the same, now this I got to look into it. If the rules are still the same, it's a smart move by him because it helps him keep his leverage against Chicago, who has the number 1 overall pick. So the rule is in the NFL, they changed it a few years back. You can enter the draft, but as long as you don't sign an agent, you at some point can withdraw from the draft. But if you sign an NFL agent, you've given up all your eligibility and you're going to the NFL. Does that sound right, Cricket? Are you aware of the rules with
I'm sorry, I missed it.
So Caleb Williams, he enters the NFL without an agent, and I said this is smart by him because it keeps his leverage over Chicago, who I believe the rules are that NCAA changed it a few years back that you can enter the draft, but as long as you don't sign an agent, you can back out at some point. Like you have a deadline to back out, and go back to college. But if you sign an agent, you can't. So I think this is his way of trying to get some leverage over Chicago. And because if he's, he doesn't need an agent. He doesn't need an agent right now. Like, let's just say he gets drafted number 1 overall, then he can go hire an agent after that. A lot of people hire agents because before the NIL stuff, I mean, they needed someone to front them some cash to go do all the fun, to get them transitioning into their new life. And that's what a lot of the agents would do. If you've seen Ballers, right? They loan you some money knowing that contract's coming in.
Oh yeah, bro. They'll give you something to put in the bank account. Make sure you ain't got to eat Spam each night. No ramen noodles for you, man.
Make sure you can show up to the draft looking all fancy, and
I was going to say, y'all know how much them damn suits cost. Ain't nobody made a penny before they wearing them damn suits.
That's what I'm saying.
They changed this a few years ago, like you said, man, where you got to, you could enter the draft, and as long as you didn't hire an agent, you still kept your amateurism or whatever. We all know that's not really even a thing anymore when it comes to this sport. You guys are all making too much money to be amateurs anymore. But yeah, that's been around for a little bit now. So I mean, it's kind of weird to me, but I'm with you. I think it does kind of try to give him some leverage. He'd be like, hell, you're not going to pay me enough. I'll just go back to school and play. But I mean, I don't know. I think there's going to be
not even that.
For some reason, I feel like Chicago's trading that pick away.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's his leverage of saying, hey, I'm not going to, if you hang on to that number 1 pick, I'm not coming. I'm going to go back to college. I think that's his leverage. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I mean, like I said, they're trying to do anything. Like I said, I don't know if it matters. This guy right here. There's just way too many things that get reported and that I see and everything that are just unnecessary. I feel like it seems like there's a lot of drama that follows this guy. It seems like it's way more than just football.
Do you have a feeling? I have a feeling that Washington's going to trade up to 1.
I can see that. I can see that.
It just seems like he doesn't want to go to Chicago. You got Cliff Kingsbury out in Washington because I'm like, why would you want to go to Washington or Chicago? I mean, like you don't really get a choice when in that situation. Yeah. But I'm like, what's so much better about Washington? But then I'm like, okay, well, if you can go up, you can go play with Cliff Kingsbury, right? And maybe that's what he prefers. I don't know. But Washington can get him with like a second rounder, maybe a second and a third or something like that. Like, because both teams are kind of like, we know you want this guy, but he also doesn't want to play for you. So you're only moving up 1 spot to go get him, and Washington can still draft Drake May or one of these other quarterbacks. Chicago can still draft one of these other quarterbacks if they want. So it's kind of I don't know. I just have a feeling that's how it's going to play out.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't feel like Chicago is going to end up picking number 1 in this one. I think that they realize they've got more. I'm not 100% convinced they're moving away from Justin Fields in this thing, And either we're talking about a little bit, they talked about everybody made a big deal out of Justin Fields unfollowing the Bears, and then he was on one of his buddies' podcasts or something. He was like, I unfollowed the Bears and the NFL. He's like, I'm about to go on vacation. I don't even want to think about football. All I see is this: are they going to trade me? Are they not? All this other draft talk and stuff. He's like, I just don't want to see it, man. He's like, I'm still working hard. I'm about to go on vacation. Been busting my ass for months. I'm about to go on vacation. I don't want to see all that. He's like, I didn't just unfollow the Bears. He's like, everybody takes social media way too seriously. You assume that by me doing that, that means that I'm not even talking to him anymore. We got bad relations. Like, no, I just don't want to think about football for the next couple of weeks when I'm on vacation.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but you could also just turn off the social media stuff. It's just kind of a bad look.
If I
I
was going on
understand
vacation, I was
his
him. I'd
excuse.
take that phone. I'd buy a burner phone for all the people that need to get in touch with me, and I'd leave my shit turned off in the
That's what I'm
suitcase.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't need to unfollow. Like, it kind of seems like childish. But and then his other excuse was just because you don't follow a girl doesn't mean you're not hanging out with her. And I'm like, okay, right, dude.
I mean,
Did you see that?
you might. Yeah, I did see that part too. It's like you might ought to be careful, bro. You get yourself in trouble.
Exactly.
Ugh. But
Yeah. So I
yeah,
just saw this. I thought it was